This is Cherie with Rehashfiber. I have a project here that ties in a few different ways, and so I wanted to include you from the very beginning because then you'll get to see some other aspects of it. So I'm going to tell you that if you watch past episodes, you know that I have been intrigued by the show Outlander for different reasons. The beautiful Scottish Highlands, the great characters, and then of course the knitted woolen garments on the show are to die for. So then when I came across this pattern for a Scottish Highlands Tam, that of course has a picture of Dougal Mackenzie on it, I thought, I've got to make that. But the reason I want to make it is for my brother. He has a very successful YouTube show called Scotch Dummies. And he and his partner in Scotch Dummies review and test Scotch and have become very popular in that world. In fact, to the point where they have gone for work to Scotland to visit some distilleries and do their show from there. And my brother Bart wears hats. Okay, so on his show, part of his fun thing is he wears different hats. And he likes Outlander. So you see where this is all going. Okay, now it's called a Scottish Tam and it gets felted. So I have done some felting, but it's been more for handbags and such, where whatever size they come out, it doesn't matter. You can put some handles on it and use it. For Bart, we had to have measurements of his head. I bought the yarn that it asked for. This pattern is by Sandie Russo of KnitzyBlonde, and it calls for this exact yarn, wool of the Andes, 100% wool that is feltable. So I wanted to get what it asked for. I had looked at some of my own hand spun and I thought I don't want to take a chance of it being just not working out like the pattern calls. So we're going to start with what they asked for. I've got the 2 needles and we're going to do that. We're going to go with that. Now, the other fun part is when it's done, I'm going to send it to Bart. I am coming up on reaching a benchmark. And the fun thing, the reward for me and for us when I reach this benchmark is that I'm going to do a show with Bart. We'll do it together. And he will have this Scottish Tam and we'll get to see if it fits him. You'll get to do a Scotch testing. And he used to be a comedian, so if he starts to rip on something, we're gonna let him rip. So it'll be fun. So anyway, I'll take you along on this journey. I'll include the felting process. We will see how it goes. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We all know how that goes when you're working with stuff. It might not. I'm gonna try my hardest and you'll get to see it. All right, so the tam has been knitted up and now it is ready for the fulling process. Fulling is the proper term, but everybody uses felting and we all know what that means, so I'm gonna use the word felting from now on. Just want to share a little fun thing with you. While I was knitting this, I was re-watching Outlander, and on episode 5, Rent, all the guys are wearing the tams. So that was a really fun experience because I'm knitting it, they're wearing it, and all the while I'm hoping mine is going to look like that. So let's go on and felt this. I've got 4 cups of water on the stove, heating up to a boiling point. So at this time, I'm going to fill my sink with the hottest tap water we have. And while doing that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of wool soap, and I'm going to use the Power Scour. I do hope that's okay. An estimated tablespoon. Get it good and sudsy. And now I'll add the boiling water. 4 cups of boiling water. Now the tam's going in, and I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. And about every 3 minutes, I'm going to really scrub it. It's good to keep agitating it the whole time. In this whole process, we're going to look for the stitches to disappear. I'm going to bring it up, and we're going to do this. We're going to scrub it together. Scrub it. Like you're scrubbing something dirty or you're scrubbing a stain out of something. We want to see those stitches disappear. Agitate some more here. The reason we're hand agitating it is because it gives us more control. If you need to do it longer than 15 minutes, it's okay. It's not going to hurt it. What we're looking for are the stitches to disappear. They are not disappearing yet. So we're going to scrub it some more. I'm going to add more hot water. All right, I think most of the stitches are disappearing. I'm just going to agitate it. Watch the time here. Still have 6 minutes to go. Hopefully it shrinks the way it's supposed to. I'm adding more boiling water to make sure it is really nice and hot and that it shrinks. Ooh, it looks good and felted. Is that going to fit around his head? No, that looks too wide. That looks way too wide for a head. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so the 15 minutes is up and I've been checking it. I don't see the stitches anymore. All right, it can come out. I'm rinsing it with hot water. So gently squeeze. Okay, I'm gonna stick it between a couple towels. All right, so what I did is I laid it down between this towel, rolled it up, and got some of the water out of it. Then I laid it out on a dry towel and just kind of worked with shaping it. So it looks good. The only thing that concerns me is the large head hole, which I know now I'm going to have to add elastic to, but then I think it should be okay. So I'm going to let this dry for a day or two, however long that takes. All right, the tam is finished. I thought I'd let you see it on a head because it is a round piece of fabric that is much more interesting when worn. So after I felted it, I did dry it in a room with the ceiling fan. I put it on a sweater rack and it took a little bit over a day. Then the head hole was huge and nothing in the pattern said I was gonna need elastic, but I figured, well, that would be my first place to go to. And so I just measured the elastic for 1 inch shorter than what Bart's head measurement is going to be. So I hope that gives him enough room. I did get it down to 23 inches. And as you can see, it fit on my head. So his head's just a little bit bigger and hopefully it works good for him. So hopefully the next time you see this, it's on Bart's head. I'm going to ship it to him today and I hope it fits and works out good for him. We'll be doing that show coming up where we talk about the tam and we do some Scotch testing with them. And that'll be fun. So I hope you enjoy making this tam, and I know it's not something you would wear in everyday life. Well, it's fun if you're going to do something Scottish, partake in a Renaissance festival, or like for Bart, it's going to be perfect because he tests Scotch all the time and he likes hats. So it was just kind of fun and cool to do. All right. So I just want to remind you, if you're enjoying the show, please check out Patreon. If you give just a little bit every month, it helps me keep the show going. And also I have merchandise for sale that's really fun, and that helps also. So you can find that all on my webpage, rehashfiber.com. Happy knitting and felting your tam. Thanks for watching.